Happy Tuesday, y'all. My name's Cherie, if you're not familiar with me. And we back in the car again. Shout out with me before I proceed. Shout out to somebody that just subscribed to me, Mr. Glenn. Hello. Just want you to know I see you, and I want to say that I appreciate you and I acknowledge you. And y'all, as I make this video, forgive me if I seem kind of like choppy or blocky or whatever, but it is really just because my mind is everywhere, and even if I stop and delete this video, I press record and a whole nother video stops, and every one of them is raw. So like, I'm just speaking from my heart and off the top. And I've said this in previous videos before, and I'm holding to it. And it is that showing up is better than not showing up at all. I'm off the bandwagon of, if you're going to do something, do it right. I hear that mindset and I get it. It's not to say you shouldn't do things right. It's not to say you shouldn't do things with the intention of excellence and doing them well. But if anybody has been following me for the past few days, for real, or at least the past few videos, you've noticed my intro or how I've been showing up. And the fact is, I've been showing up. And I think that I don't think I'm the only one who's guilty of this. I think I've spent so much time, or wasted so much time rather, just stressing out and being worried and exerting so much energy into something because I just didn't want to mess up. And even I'm the type, even on the piano, when I'm trying to practice an instrument on the piano or the guitar, even when I'm singing, I will do the same thing over and over and over and over again until I feel like I get it right. Or if I'm playing if you're a musician, you know what I'm talking about. If I'm playing a scale, or even if I'm trying to play a song, well, mainly scales, if I get it 50% right and up until the middle, I mess up, I start all the way over. And y'all, I hesitate to say this, but it's true. I think that's just part of my personality. I think it's definitely nature, but a lot of that is nurture. I grew up with there are two very strong disciplinarians in my mind. Two pictures that come to mind. Two faces in particular. When I think of why I think I am the way I am. And I'm not going to say who they are because you never know. Your family might end up coming across these videos. But it's hard to shake. Like, especially when they're family members, they're cemented in your development. They're cemented in your being. And, it's hard to undo some of that stuff. And I think that's what's happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, with these two particular individuals, I can't tell you the amount of fear that I felt. If I messed up, or if I dropped something, or if, I did something that I wasn't sure I was supposed to do. Like, I can't tell you the anxiety. I can articulate it now, but of course, when you're a kid, you don't really know what to call it. At least, when I was a kid, nobody was talking about anxiety and stress. Even though kids deal with a lot of kids, I think, deal with the same stuff that us adults deal with. I think we just tend to sweep it under the rug because they're kids. But I can't tell y'all, it was like walking on eggshells as a kid. One particular individual specifically, And I couldn't be myself. I was scared I was going to say the wrong thing. I was so afraid that if I did something wrong, it was like the earth would have a crack in it if I messed up. And I think part of my personality is I'm a woman, but I'm still, I think there's a reason why I wanted to join the military and I tried to be a cop. There's something about me that is very like direct and straight and narrow to the point. But at the same time, like I said, I think nurture definitely does have a part to play. And, there are benefits to that. There are benefits to doing things, quote unquote, right. But as my mom would tell it, and other people in my life, or other people I've heard say, being like that, it doesn't seem to serve me as much as it did anymore. And shout out to Tavier Maury, because y'all go follow him. He's just a cool dude. And yes, Maury, as in Tia and Tamira and Taj Maury. Tavier is his own individual though, but he has a YouTube channel. Go check him out. But he talks about this. He's talked about how there's been so many times he's definitely guilty of not trying certain things because he was so afraid to try. And he said fear of failure growing up for him was a huge issue. And that's why I say I don't think I'm the only one who has experienced this now. And granted, his dad was ex-military, ex-cop. So, I don't know. Something to be said about that. But, all in all, because this video is already 7 minutes long, I want to encourage y'all to not do that to yourself. Even if this is like kind of part of your personality, if this is how you were raised, all the like, I'm telling you, the amount of stress and angst that it puts in your gut and on you, and again, the energy that it takes to just try to do things perfectly, and it's like just this whole mindset of like, I'm just gonna execute it once and that's all it takes. It's great to have that intention, but it's okay if you mess up. And I would say, don't expect to get it right on the first try, because you're creating so much unnecessary pressure on yourself. And I'm telling you, you're going to be frustrated, and you're going to possibly take that out on other people, and your self-image is going to go down, and you're not even going to understand why. Well, I'm telling you why. This is a nugget, y'all. Stop putting that kind of pressure on yourself by expecting yourself to be number one first time around. Okay? So I encourage you to get off that bandwagon of, if you're going to do something, do it right. At least take bits and pieces of that. Because if it's the first time you're doing it, what do you expect? What does the other person expect? You know what I'm saying? So maybe I should rephrase. Have that intention, but give yourself some grace. Because the fact of the matter is, even if you're really good at something, that doesn't mean you're never going to mess up. So I would rephrase it. Jump off that bandwagon and jump onto this mindset. When I do something, I'm going to give it my best. I love you guys. Subscribe, like, and comment. And comment honestly. And let me know if you've experienced that. I'll see you in the next one.